Al-Bayoumi is accused of helping to carry out the deadly terrorist attack. The group made the announcement at a news conference just yesterday following a 60 Minutes report revealing evidence unsealed as part of the 9/11 family's lawsuits against Saudi Arabia.
Now, what you're seeing here, this evidence includes video of Al-Bayoumi filming the Capitol in the summer of 1999 that was turned over to the FBI weeks after 9/11. So the 9/11 families say it never reportedly was shared with the Bureau's own field agents or top intelligence officials. And they have opinions and emotions on that. Brett Eagleson is one of them, the president of the 9/11 Justice, and also lost his father in the attacks. And Brett has been a frequent guest here on this show. And Brett, the unfortunate part about you being on National Report so many times is I feel like it really has been over the same topic, which we no intention of stopping at all, seeking justice for what happened to your father and the almost 3,000 others that were killed that day. Talk to us about seeing that evidence, that video for the first time there broadcast on 60 Minutes and then knowing it's been there for more than 20 years.
That's right. Thank you for having me, and I'll continue to come back. I hope you continue having me back because we need answers. We need closure and we need justice. And it's so much more than just this one video. I know that's the big sexy piece, and that's the piece where people mouths drop. But this guy who's filming the video, our very own FBI said he was a Saudi intelligence asset. So he's filming the video. The evidence was these videos were seized in his apartment 10 days after 9/11. Next to a sketch of a plane that he wrote with his own handwriting and an algorithm of how to descend a plane into a target on the horizon. There's an additional video, and we don't have the time to go into all of this, but there's yet an additional video where he is hosting the hijackers in his apartment. So we've said for years, we've said for decades, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, this man was working for the Saudi intelligence apparatus. He was being directed by higher level Saudi government officials. They were facilitating that support. So I think our biggest question here, our biggest demand is one, we need to ask this guy questions. Omar Al-Bayoumi has never had to face any criminal charges. He's never been questioned for the mass murder of nearly 3,000 Americans. Why is it that 25 years later, we were just finding out about this? Why is it that this information, this evidence that I just explained, was kept deliberately from the 9/11 Commission? Why is it that senior levels of the FBI didn't see it? Everybody's denying the existence of this video, and nobody wants to touch this thing. And if there's one man that could get to the bottom of it and figure it out, it's President Trump and it's Vice President Vance.
Sure.
And we need the two of them to bring us some answers here.
Yeah, I know
because what went wrong?
Yeah, your group obviously desperate to hear back from the president, the vice president, get them involved, share again this video with them just as a reminder. And again, in the 60 Minutes piece, the man who led the 9/11 investigation in San Diego, where Bayoumi and two hijackers lived before the attacks, that was retired FBI Supervisor Richard Lambert, speaking with 60 Minutes about this video, saying, knowing where the Washington Monument is would be critical for planning an attack on D.C. Watch this.
Well, that means it was taken within 90 days of the time when senior al-Qaeda planners reached the decision that the Capitol would be a target of the 9/11 attacks.
Or talking more generally about major monuments in our nation's capital. So, Brett, you hear about that. You're wondering, where was the FBI in all of this?
Yeah, so I think what's really important to remember, it's almost been 25 years now, and a lot of the younger people in this country, in this nation, they grew up in a world where 9/11 hadn't happened yet. So we have to remember in 2001 and 1999, that's before the iPhone, that's before Google Earth, that's before all this technology. So this was classic espionage, this was casing. You would use the top of that monument, and he filmed the top of the Smithsonian, and it creates this eerie runway that ends at the rotunda of the Capitol building. Now everybody now knows that plane that went down in that Pennsylvania field was destined for the Capitol. And if it were not for the heroes on that flight, the heroes in my community, 535 members of Congress could have been dead. The legislative branch of the government could have been destroyed. And there's been nobody talking about this. I'm surprised people aren't shouting from the rooftops demanding why this man is not back in America. So bring him back. When President Trump goes to Saudi Arabia in a few short weeks, the best thing he could do, the most historic thing he could do, bring this man back in chains and let's question him for the mass murder of 3,000 people and bring closure to this community.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.